I was afraid at that time to do it dolo. You know what I mean? I always came into this whole Wu-Tang compound as a fan, as a team player. So I wasn't even thinking that far yet, but I knew I had my own chamber because everybody around me was like, yo, you rhyme this way. You got your own flavor.
I want to tell y'all something too, man. I'm saying y'all dealing with Wu-Tang, you dealing with different chambers of different degrees of different thoughts and different knowledge and different experiences, you know what I'm saying? So let's talk about y'all got the first chamber, was the 36 chamber. You got a chance to briefly go into a lot of chambers at the same time. But then this year, we breaking these chambers down. You start to see the complexity and the intelligence as well as the skill level of each opponent in each chamber. You came with Method Cal, you know what I'm saying? You came with that right there. You never heard nothing like that ever in your life, you know what I'm saying? Never will. Then we came back with ODB, the old dirty bastard. Crazy, the crazy drunken chamber. Then we coming with the chef, you know what I'm saying? That's the flavors. That's the flavors for all you criminals.
Straight up street politicians.
And like I said, it all boils down to the plan is going accordingly to what we want.
Then we got the jizzle coming.
And you got the genius. So you know what I'm saying? Don't forget, it's 4 artists left. It's still 4 fucking artists left. It ain't over. You know what I'm saying? She's still hungry, man.
Have to eat food, man.
Gotta eat. Have to eat. You know what I'm saying? Have to eat. You know what I'm saying?
When I was making Cuban Linx, I already knew that, okay, I'm going to just give y'all what I love, the shit that I love to vibe off of too. And you know, back then, looking at a lot of Mafia movies, a lot of good movies, a lot of movies with principles involved with it, and I felt like that's how we was living in the streets. You know what I mean? I used to be one crew.
I got the light map since day one. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Word up. Yeah, we been had a map, regardless, you know what I'm saying? If he used to get a deal first, Ross come with a deal and shit. It's always gonna be Raekwon and Ghost, you know? Like my house gonna be man, you know what I'm saying? Raekwon, Lou Diamond, you know what I'm saying? Tony Stark featuring Lou Diamond. But it's gonna stay like that though, but you know, cause we're a team like that. It's like Starsky and Hutch, you know what I'm saying? Control, everything is real low, you know what I'm saying? We gonna just keep hitting them, that's all.
I didn't never take it like it was a solo project. Because every project that we was making at that time, it was always a Wu-Tang album to us. It just was his chamber. And that particular chamber was something that they knew was my style. And I needed everybody to support that. And I don't think it would have been the same if everybody wasn't on it.
That's my nigga Bobby Stills and got that note. That's my nigga Inspector Deck. Futuristic, welterweight, live heavyweight nigga. That's my nigga Ghostface Killah the back. Hold on, who else you got? And I got other ninjas in here. My nigga Master Killer in here. No doubt. He in the cut. Man, who else you got, baby? Who else you got? Who else you got? We got that nigga old dirty bastard.
When I said that title, it only came from a rhyme that me or Ghost, one of us said.
Right.
At the time, it was like it made sense for what I felt we were manufacturing at that time.
Only built for Cuban Linx brothers who pull stings, sporting big pieces of ice carved in rings.
When I called it Only Built for Cuban Linx, only built for Cuban Linx niggas. You know what I mean? It's like it was only built for a certain team, a certain union. You know what I mean? We become that now.
It's only built for somebody for people who can stand together, you know what I'm saying? Those are links, you know what I'm saying? And a Cuban Linx is gold shining links. That's what Wu-Tang is, you know what I'm saying? We link together, so that's how I can see it. You know what I'm saying? He can see it in other degrees also. See all our little prophets right here? All my little street prophets gonna be coming up soon, you know what I'm saying? You hear the gunshots, everything is real.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? You hear the gunshots in the back, so y'all see what's really going on, you know what I'm saying? This is where we at, this is the jungle right here. You know what I'm saying? You seeing God though, this is God right here. You know what I'm saying? This was rising us up right here. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be something, it's gonna be something right here.
When I came with my album, I wanted niggas to switch their name because now you going into another chamber. My chamber was of course, that mafioso rap. When we was talking that talk, it had something to do with drug relations. We was just painting a picture, and I said, yo, boom, this is what I'm doing, and you know, niggas agreed, and everybody started coming with their names. Lou Diamond, Tony Starks, Johnny Blaze. When you look at Meth, you think of Johnny Blaze. He's always blazing blunts. Riley Fingers Deck. That was the aura that we was coming into the game with.
Down to the next, even after that.
Word up, we gonna be here. So what we want y'all to do, man, is just keep listening to our music, because we bring science amongst our music. And you gotta pay attention to that. Don't just get into it because of the beat. The beat is gonna be fat regardless. Just know what the fuck we talking about and what we dealing with, man.
And even if you don't know, man, you gonna relate to the shit anyway.
No doubt. You know we keep making hits regardless. You know we keep making hits. Straight up.
Once you get the visual picture, nobody make videos like Wu-Tang, man. Word up, man. Nobody do interviews like Wu-Tang. Nobody do music or rhyme like Wu-Tang. Word up, this is the originals right here. Criminal individuals. Word up.
Word up.
Everything's real. You got to know that too.
And if you notice, right, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucking RZA been working crazy hard this year. You know what I'm saying? He made 4 fucking albums. When you match up 4 albums, that's damn near 60, 65 fucking hits, man. Now you tell me which one that you think is weak out of 60 songs.
First album was called Into the 36 Chambers, Wu-Tang Clan. My idea actually was to make a audio film. Now this is 1993. DVDs is not on the market yet, you know? And I thought that I could make a movie with my music. And I felt that I succeeded, and I tried it again with another album called To Cal, and we went on to do Old Dirty Bastard and Liquid Swords and Only Built for Cuban Linx. And to me, each one of these albums or CDs were my way of making a movie. Now, the coolest thing happened to me. On 36 Chambers, there's a skit that says, hey, yo, where's my killer tape, man? Where's my killer tape? And you'll hear Method Man and Raekwon argue about this killer tape. Now, the tape we were talking about was the VHS tape, The Killer by John Woo, all right? And that film was like a big sensation for us. And so by the time we got to the album Only Built for Cuban Linx, I managed to manipulate my VCR to plug it up to my sampler, and I sampled parts of The Killer and used that as the theme to the album Only Built for Cuban Linx.
What do you believe in, heaven or hell? You don't believe in heaven because we're living in hell. Brothers intend to forget that when you get a little something, you get flying, you don't act like you don't know where you came from, so we always living in hell. So basically that was a little joint we did at the spur of the moment. It was like a nighttime thing. That's how we felt that night. So boom, basically, you know what I'm saying, heaven and hell just show you that, yo, you might got it like that right now, but yo, you gotta watch your bidak, and we explain that through the story, how rich niggas, you know what I'm saying, exchange illegal forces with each other and flip. They could be living good and all of that, but at the same time, they be still scheming and prowling, so you got to protect your neck at all times. I don't give a fit out how much dough you get. You know what I'm saying? It's real. So what do you believe in, Paul? Heaven or hell? I know what I believe in.
Yeah,
it's boy. Like that.
We always... What?
This record right here was the most slept on record at first to me. One thing about us, you know, when we was making music, we wasn't really catering to the female audience, you know. It was more like being in the heart of the jungle, you know, and playing with all the wild animals, you know. It wasn't never where we felt like this record had anything
nice to say like that, you know, but then we knew that at the end of the day, as we listened to the album, we was like, yo, we got nothing up there for the women. Of course, we went back to the, you know, to the drawing board and really thought about it and said, you know what, we do need to have a women's record up there, and Ice Cream was it.
We can trade places, they're lifted in the staircases. Word out. But the related style attract millions. Fans, they understand my plan.
I wrote that shit in 10 minutes. Yeah, I was thinking about all the people that's not around us no more, all our friends, you know what I mean? We was losing a lot of friends at that time, you know, getting caught up, getting incarcerated. Scarface, that movie was like, it was like our street drug dealer Bible back then, you know what I mean? So I just was like, yo, I want to talk about the cats that, you know, I want to make this hook dedicated to cats that's not here, but still let them know they here. That song was like just dedicated to them to keep their spirit up. And once he put the beat on, it's like my mind just started moving like that machine again. And I just wrote according to what I felt.
Now yo, what up, yo? Time is running out. It's for real though. Let's connect. We can trade places, get lit in the staircases. Word up. My related style attracts millions. Fans, they understand my plan. Who's the kid up in the green land? Being the rich and connect. Low reviews, you look. Half that truth gets demolished. Fake be frontin'. Hourglass that niggas be wantin'. Shutting down your slots off for pumping. Poison and stink. Which thumbs up and act chunks. Raise the heavy generator. But chill, this is the black trunk. Don't be flowing by the hour. Like that we got the collar. Dollars, word like reach the power in my whole unit. Wait up, quick to set it. All up, niggas like shots. Now yo, what up, yo? It's the real yo, let's connect. We can trade places here, in the staircases. Peace. Now, shepherd shine like sparkle. Rhyme remarkable. Real brothers, race out. Spend the money arguing. But this side, so uninvited. Go ahead, rhyme to it. Big people might shit. More beats, legends be burning like chlorine. Never drinking out the middle, pour the water. Well, hold up, for everything's a like grower. More grower, trips is their controller. You never had no wins. Sliding in these dens with tens. With accents and broke friends. He got guns too. What up, son, too? One battle to friends. I probably wax cats, smack rat cats. Bats, brothers lyrics to whack, nigga. Can't stand under bitches. Wet tissue, blood bunch of stud missile. Run like crap. What real is that slang rap democracy? Is the policy slow? Wallabies, check the status soon to see me at Caesar's Palace eating salad. We be at Night Center. Walk on grounds like retail, make sure shit's sad. But where we at to
My seeds, growing his seeds, marry his seeds. That's how we keep Wu-Tang money all up in the family.
Well, this record was just a representation record of the block. Real MCs that just come out and really just know what they doing on the mic. Fresh off the block. Fresh off the block, coming into the game with something to prove. This is a representation record. It's like, you know, we was to go to another borough or whatever, and then, you know, it's a real battle of wits, intelligent artists, MCs that really is credible in these streets. This is the record that we to play for y'all, you know, Glaciers of Ice. We felt that it was a great representation of us. You know, being one of the records that was one of my first singles off my album. We wanted to be street. We felt like that beat was stupid. The Glaciers of Ice sound just to, you know, it just sounded like a fucking fiesta for niggas that's holding hammers, you know, on the other side of the world or some old crazy shit.
out, Beto. Shout out to everybody in Charlotte.
First of all, son, beat the arson. Many brothers I be sparking and busting, man, like inside the dark and call me dope snatcher. Just a brother for the rapture. I hang loud, holding on strong, hard to capture. Boom.
I remember sitting down and we told RZA we need something in the beginning to light this shit up. And at that time we was looking at Scarface.
I told you a long time ago, you fucking little monkey, not to fuck me.
Hey, who the fuck you think you're talking to, huh? You wanna fuck? Who the fuck you think I have to fucking dumb boy?
We made this record on Staten Island in RZA's basement. You know, at the time, RZA, you know, he never really came outside. He stayed on top of his machine, his ASRs and all his boards or whatever, and he had it all in his basement. And I remember coming to the studio and the shit was just blasting, you know what I mean? This is before we put the Scarface skit on top, and I'm like, ding, ding. I'm like, oh shit, RZA, you did it with this one. And it reminded me of like that MC that has that strength to be like, yo, I'm a battle MC, but at the same time, I'm a strengthen MC too. Like, I'm gonna bring what you need to know to recognize me as an MC. I'm gonna bring it now. And that track was, you know, it was always made us feel like that. Like, yo, time to rhyme for real.
No chicks, baby. Yeah. No chicks, y'all.
DMV, you know what I'm saying? I ain't no motherfucking corny ass rap nigga. I'm just a nigga off the street that's just kicking it. Hey, yo, you know great idea. Yo, chop the middle, take this shit to New York. We ain't here. Hey, yo, black, top, hold up. Yeah, hold fucking top, man. Yeah. Straight out the motherfucking Johnsons of rap. You fake niggas don't make it back. You know what that's at. You know what that's at.
Nas is somebody that we respected back then, you know, as a solo MC. You could tell he was mad smart, he had knowledge, he had flow, he was representing the street life. That was all of us within one or two ways. At that time, we wasn't big on features. We didn't care about that. But if we respected you as an MC and as somebody that's going to be influenced, it's like we already seen it, like X-Ray Vision. He came in the studio, played the beat. He didn't have a problem with the beat, but he didn't know what to do or what to say. So, yo, he started getting in there, started saying different rhymes to certain things. But when I heard that through the lights, cameras in action, it wasn't nothing to talk about after that. It's like I already seen it. And after that, when I threw my dart, 10 minutes, just because I was so happy that he did something great as far as within our camp. It really made me feel good. So it was like, wow, I can't wait for the people to really rate this shit. It was a serious time back then, and you know, a lot of artists were really following the rules of doing shit that make you feel like you could stand in the building with the greats. You know, he wasn't, you know, if you wanted to be in that room, it wasn't going to be easy. You know, and I think a lot of artists were, you know, reaching that level of thinking at that time, like, yo, we gotta come strong, and we gotta be creative, and we gotta, you know, represent where we go and really be passionate about it. See, you gotta be passionate about the shit that you know that you following behind.
To the very real, you got a smoking hot album with every joint there is like that could be the next single. You know what I'm saying? The whole album is slamming out. We try to do right is take it back like to when Rakim had his. This time we try to like go for the title and see who can make an album with all songs being, you know, banging. You know what I'm saying? We made 16 cuts, we want all of them banging. We don't put it out unless it's all banging, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So we try, so in the future it could be like, yo, who had the best album ever? You know, hopefully we'll play that part right there, whatever.
You know what I mean? It's like, I come from a scuffed up town, and they wouldn't expect nothing less from that. So it was like me growing up the way I grew up and all the shit I was around. I knew when I got my chance to get in front of the light, I better tear shit apart. So that was my mentality. It was the greatest. It was the best.
Yo, man, keep focusing on the real hip-hop, you know what I mean? Everything is going to be all right. We're going to continue to deliver, you know what I mean? Just analyze us, and you know what I mean? And we're going to handle this, all right?
It was, I'm motherfucking Mike Tyson. I'm fucking Jack Dempsey. I'm Muhammad Ali. I'm you know what I mean? I'm everybody on this mic, and you're gonna feel it. You know what I mean? Because it's the truth.